I ain't got time to swatch. Sorry, not sorry. Well, hello there, I'm Kristen, and if you're new here, this is a corner of the internet where I come at you every week or so and share what I've been making. I do a lot of knitting, I do a lot of crochet, I do a lot of quilting, sewing, bead weaving. If you are multi-craftual and you're into all that stuff, you're in a good place. Gather around, grab a cup of something or a can of something fizzy, and let's get into things. Housekeeping notes. I did not publish a video last week because it was Thanksgiving here in the United States. So if you celebrated, I hope you had a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving and had safe travels. As I mentioned, Dennis and I, we went up to Dennis's brother, so my brother-in-law, his family's house in Pennsylvania. We had a really nice time. It was very chill, very quiet, ate a lot of good food, stayed overnight. Got stuck in terrible, terrible traffic, but it was so worth it, except for getting stuck in traffic for 4 hours, but you know, we live to tell the tale. So we are in full holiday swing here. I hope you are ready for what's left of 2024. My tree's up. As soon as we got back from, you know, visiting with Dennis's family, I came home, pulled the tree from the attic. We have a fake tree. We have a little tiny but mighty fake tree that I purchased for our house back in Brooklyn, because we really didn't have room for a big tree in our Brooklyn house. So, you know, this year we're, you know, baby steps, guys. This is the first year that I'm putting up a tree in this house just because we had so much going on the first couple of years with, you know how moving goes. It takes a couple years before you get your ducks in a row and everything's in its place. We still have boxes in the living room for, you know, that we are still deciding where they're gonna go. Truly, they should really go in the attic, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Otherwise, before I get into what I've been making, you're probably wondering, Kristen, what are you wearing? This is my Fiola pullover. This is a wonderful pattern by Isabel Kramer. I knit this about 2 years ago as part of Kim and Jana. If you don't follow Kim and Jana, oh my goodness. They have a wonderful, wonderful YouTube channel that you should, you know, pause here and go subscribe, because I love Kim and Jana. They're just two wonderful, wonderful friends that welcomed me with open arms when I moved to Westchester. Truly delightful. So they did host a Dingley Dell knit along, which basically is a knit along for all of Isabel Kramer's patterns. And this one, the Fiola, was one that stole my heart. I was like, that is a sweater I could see myself knitting. And oh my goodness, what a wonderful pattern it is. Guys, if you are a member of this channel, I apologize. I'm going to be repeating myself throughout. You got a preview of what's to come in this episode, but yeah, so I'm just going to regale you one more time with this sweater. Anyway, yes, it is knit out of Mayak fibers. Really, again, Mayak fibers, such beautiful yarn. So lovely to work with, and it blocks out beautifully. I mean, look at that lace detail. I mean, this pattern had such a wonderful construction. I don't know if you can see up here, but it's kind of got like a saddle shoulder construction, if you will. Yeah, I mean, the lace pattern, very easy to memorize. It looks complicated, but you take things one step at a time, and it all just comes together. It's wonderful. And I truly, really love this little, you know, lace detail on the neck right here. Just, you know, adds like the perfect touch to an otherwise, you know, basic pullover, I think. And as I told members, my one regret with this sweater is that I did not knit it longer, because I'll stand up. You know, over a dress like this, it works. I like the look of this over a dress, but with jeans, it kind of comes up to the waistband, and you know, doesn't really, you know, for winter, I kind of like that area to be completely covered, just to keep the warmth in, if you know what I mean, you know? So, you know, with a dress, I'm cool with it, but in hindsight, I probably should have knit it just a smidge longer and maybe even added some short row shaping in the back. I forget whether or not this pattern had short row shaping or not. If it did, it has very little, and it just kind of, I don't know, maybe, I have my microphone here, so it's kind of weighing it down, but here, I'll take it off so you can see, but yeah, I guess it's fine, but sometimes it rides up a little bit. But anyway, but that is But yeah, that is my Fiola by Isabel Kramer. Highly recommend it. Margot the Mannequin is making an appearance again. She is wearing my Quill Shawl by Jared Flood. I knit this many, many moons ago at a Foxhill Farm, which is some Cormo yarn that I have been coveting. I had been coveting, because clearly I used it, but I had been coveting it for years. Like, I went to Rhinebeck. Every time I go to Rhinebeck, I make a beeline to Foxhill Farm and buy one skein of fingering weight Cormo cross and bring it home. The next year, make a beeline to Foxhill Farm, buy the same yarn, bring it home. And then finally, I had 3 skeins saved up, and I was like, I gotta use this yarn. I can't just keep collecting Cormo. So finally settled on the Quill Shawl by Brooklyn Tweed, Jared Flood. And it's a beautiful, beautiful shawl. I just don't, to be honest, I don't get very much wear out of it. It's one of those giant square hap shawls. I mean, it's stunning, it's beautiful, but I don't know, I feel like it's a little too thick around my neck. I don't know, maybe I just have to hack it a little bit around my neck to make it work, but yeah, so far Margot's been enjoying it more than I have. This sweater, on the other hand, has been getting a lot of wear from me this week. I'm gonna hand wash it this weekend, but yeah, it's been getting a lot of love. It's been going with my whole wardrobe, so, you know, yay Fiola. Not so much for Quill, but anyway, yes, I believe that is all the housekeeping notes that I have to share with you. So let's move along to FOs, because I've believe it or not, I've got 2 FOs to share with you this week. I know, it totally came out of nowhere, but here we are, and I'm very excited to share them with you. In the last episode, I mentioned that I was considering designing a new pattern. However, unfortunately, that was a false alarm. I had pulled some colorways from my yarn shop, and you know, they were inspiring, and I was like, ooh, maybe I can design something with these. And I got out all of my stitch dictionaries and started flipping through them, and I just got, I don't know, maybe it's because it's the holiday season, I got very overwhelmed. So I decided to scrap that. I was like, you know what, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna stress out. We're just gonna knit someone else's pattern and enjoy the process. So that's what I did. And oh my gosh, guys, we have a finished pair of socks. Yeah, no second sock syndrome here, but these are the Waiting for Henry socks by Tabitha Gandy. And these are my holiday socks. I lovingly call them the Waiting for Christmas socks. In my opinion, they're not overly Christmassy. I mean, the colorway is my hand-dyed yarns, Voolenvine yarns, and this is my Sparkling Cider colorway, which is indeed very, very Christmassy, but I feel like the Christmassiness is counteracted by the color work happening in here. Not that I have anything against Christmas, it's just, me personally, I don't like wearing overtly Christmassy things like red and green in your face, if that makes any sense. Just personal preference. I'm all about getting into the spirit of Christmas and the holidays and, you know, festiveness and everything, but when it comes to clothing, wearing things on my person, I like to keep things a little subtle, if that makes any sense. So anyway, yes, this is my hand-dyed yarns, Voolenvine yarns, Sparkling Cider. You get lots of pops, subtle pops of red, cranberry, Christmas tree green, and then for the toes and heels and some of the color work I used Grim. Seriously, guys, I cannot knit anything without using Grim in my projects. It's just black goes with everything. And then for here, it's by Candlelight, this kind of like, and it actually matches my sweater. And I apologize if my microphone dips in. This sweater is not very accommodating for this clip-on mic that I'm wearing. So I apologize if my voice gets muffled at any point in this video. I will try to be cognizant of the positioning of the microphone so it doesn't dip in. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, by Candlelight is this golden ochre colorway right here. And it's on my blitzed base, which is my holiday sock base. So it's a sock weight yarn, fingering weight. It's got a lovely blend of superwash merino, nylon for that sturdiness in the sock, and then of course gold sparkly stellina. So yeah, only comes out for the holiday season, guys. If I'm feeling festive throughout the year, I may bring it back sometimes, depending on my dye schedule, but yeah, it's back and it will disappear in the new year. So if you want to try my blitz base, make sure you get it now, because come the new year, early in January, I'm gonna hibernated again. But it's a really fun vase, and yeah, it makes me so happy. But the pattern, again, this is the Waiting for Henry socks by Tabitha Gandy. Really, really fun, quick, easy pattern. I mean, I mentioned in a previous episode how I wasn't really feeling the colorwork vibes, but when it's just a quick little flash of colorwork like this, it's over. It's over before you know it. So, you know, 1 to 2 hours, I was done with the colorwork, easy peasy, and then you're just flying with this ribbing in the round, and you're gold. There's a lot to hold your attention with this pattern, so it just keeps things exciting, kind of like knitting stripes. You know how you're knitting just one more round, one more round, one more stripe, one more stripe. That's how this pattern felt, so highly recommend it. I didn't follow the heel instructions. Tabitha gives you instructions for knitting an afterthought heel. I just went with my normal Fish Lips Kiss heel that I typically go for. I mean, I do have a sock pattern out that gives you instructions for doing a heel flap and turn, you know, with a reinforced heel flap, which I love, but just for, you know, ease, I have it memorized. I always default to the Fish Lips Kiss heel, in case you're wondering. So yeah, these are my Waiting for Henry socks. One more thing that I wanted to talk about. So, you know, on this side, it looks really nice and even Steven, if you will. But on the flip side, you can tell where I joined the new colors. So you can see the jog there. And I know there's a trick for making the jogs invisible, but I didn't bother to do that. I don't know why, I was just feeling lazy. But again, I'm the one that's gonna be wearing these. Yeah, you can tell. And in hindsight, I probably should have put the new color join in the back, but it is what it is. But my plan is to wear these socks with the joins facing inside, if that makes any sense. So yay! So that is all I think I want to say about the Waiting for Henry socks. The sock blockers. I get this asked all the time where I get these adorable sheepy wooden sock blockers, and I purchased these many, many moons ago from Jimmy Bean's Wool. I'm not sure if they still sell them, but I will double check for you, and if I do find them there, I will leave a link to it down below in the description box, along with everything else that I mentioned in this episode. So yeah, yay! Christmas socks. Finito, bandito. And behold, another finished project. My gosh, guys, this came out of nowhere. This only came from the need to knit myself another winter hat. Stat, because the weather here has dropped significantly. It is like, what's the temperature out now? Ooh, it's 39 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it feels like 25 degrees according to my iPhone weather app, but that is quite frigid. And because it got so cold, naturally I went up to the attic and pulled out all of my hand knits, all of my sweaters, all of my shawls, scarves, hats, mittens. However, my go-to hat that I've been wearing for the past 2 years, which is the Oslo hat by PetiteKnit. It's the Mohair edition, the black one with the pom-pom. Remember that one? I'll pop a photo of it here. I can't find it. I don't know where it is. I'm sure it's around. It's around. I did not lose it. I remember seeing it last year. I wore it all the time, did not lose it. So it is around. I just have not been able to find it. And I have a bunch of other winter hats that, you know, I've been wearing in the interim. One is over here. Let me go get it. So I've been wearing this one. This is, I cannot remember the name of it, but it is a pattern, a really wonderful brioche hat pattern by Leslie Ann Robinson, who is Knit Graffiti. And yeah, again, hand-dyed yarn, Voolenvine yarns in Grim, blitzed, held together with Poe on blitzed, and held together with some Mohair. So yeah, really, really love this hat. This was also a really fun knit, and of course I made a little pom-pom. However, does not go with my entire wardrobe. And you know, I needed something versatile that wasn't so busy. And so I took myself to Michael's, as I do, and I was looking through their yarn section, and this colorway just jumped out at me, and I was like, you know what? I would really love an olive green hat. It is my color, along with mauve, along with black, along with gray, along with this color right here. These are my colors, but I don't have an olive green hat, and I would really like one. And this is Lion Brand wool in their Origins. Where where's the label? Is this the label? Yes, this is a label. Okay, so this is Line Brand yarn, Wool Ease Roving in their Origins line, 100% wool, and it kind of reminds me very much of Let Lopey. I mean, here it is up close. You can tell it's, you know, one ply. It's not even, yeah, it's just one ply Aran weight yarn. And if you're familiar with Let Lopey, you know that it's very scratchy and, you know, very, for lack of a better word, rustic. This is kind of like that, but a little more next to skin, if you will. It was the last skein left, and I was like, yep, that's gonna become my new hat. So went on Ravelry, looked up a hat, looked for a hat pattern that I could just quickly whip up in an evening or two, and I stumbled on this really, really wonderful pattern. It's called the Bellwoods Hat by Pairs Well with Knitting, and oh my gosh, guys, what a great pattern. Again, like I whipped this up in 2 evenings. I think if I just had an entire afternoon to myself, I could just crank this out, but really, really straightforward. It's a broken rib stitch. I don't know how you can see that. You know, just broken rib stitch, US 5 needles all the way in the round, and then you just do some basic decreases in pattern up until you just bind off. So really great, and I love this hat. It's, you know, I'll try it on so you can see, but it's one of those, you know, pointy gnome hats that you see all the hipsters wearing, you know. Kind of gets annoying after a while, but it's kind of growing on me. I actually really like it. I considered popping a little pom-pom on here to kind of like weigh this part down, but I'm here for it, guys. I like it. What do you think? It's super warm. I wore it yesterday. I love this hat. It is gonna get so much wear. And I had Dennis try it on too, and he seemed to really like it. So I definitely have enough yarn left over in the skein to knit a second hat. So that might be happening. So yeah, we've got a new winter hat, guys, and the search continues for my missing Oslo. Love that hat. I have to find it. And if not, I will have to knit myself another one, won't I? So anyway, okay. What else? I do have another cast on. Oh, well, let me talk about some whips first, because I have been making progress on my Ava cardigan. Speaking of PetiteKnit, living in this wonderful project bag. It's actually not a project bag. I picked this up during Halloween at Home Goods. I mean, I could not resist, guys. I'm obsessed with this tote bag. I had to get it, and it even comes with a little pom-pom on it. Get the heck out. So yeah, anyway, been using it as a project bag for my Ava cardigan. So here we are. We are still in Black Blobland, but we are on Sleeve Island. So I have one sleeve nearly done. I'm already decreasing for the cuff. So I just have to find some TPN so I can knit the cuff, or I can actually just use a longer circular needle because I can just magic loop it. But I realized I do have a hole in my toolbox when it comes to knitting. I don't have many DPNs, guys. I have like a random collection that are just, it's a mishmash. I'm looking at it right now. It's just in a plastic zippy bag, like just a mix, a medley, if you will, of random sized DPNs that I have to go through and sort. But I think I am in the market for a nice new set of DPNs. Anyway, thinking out loud, I should have taken advantage of that over Black Friday. Oh well, we'll find some deal. Michaels, guys, at the rate that I shop at Michaels and talk about Michaels, they should be sponsoring this channel. Oh my goodness, I have a serious addiction. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, speaking of Michaels, I mean, the yarn is from Michaels. This is their in-house yarn brand, Loops and Threads. It's their Heather Tweed, and it's their soot colorway and it has 66 polyester, 30% acrylic, and 4% wool. So here it is. And it's just so lovely, so soft and fluffy. And I absolutely love the way it's knitting up. You're probably so sick of me talking about this cardigan, guys. And again, I joined it in the round. I joined the body in the round so I could steek it later. And don't worry, I will document the steeking process for your viewing entertainment and pearl clutching, if you will. But yeah, this is where I am. And I've got some stitch markers on here. One is holding a drop stitch and the other one is just marking my progress. I don't know, I grabbed whatever was on my desk, even though I know I have some fancy schmancy stitch markers and progress keepers lying around. Again, everything is all over the place. So that is my Ava cardigan. But as I teased just a second ago, I do have a new cast on because I got it in my brain that I can knit a sweater in 2 weeks. Guys, what planet am I living on? I have no idea, but I think I can do it. I think I can do it. And I cast this on 2 days ago, and we are making headway, guys. We are making progress. Here's where I am so far. Does this look familiar? I'll give you a second if you want to guess before I talk about it. This is the Robinia? Let me see. Yeah, Robinia sweater by Ann Wenzel. And as you can see, it's colorwork. And I've had this pattern on my queue for quite some time. And when I went to Michael's to pick up my hat yarn, they also had this yarn on sale. It was buy 3, get 1 free skein. So, you know, twist my arm, that's what I'm gonna do. But when I saw this yarn, I was like, this would make a really great Robinia sweater. So anyway, I feel like I'm all over the place, guys, but so the reason for knitting this sweater in 2 weeks is because for the holidays, Dennis and we are getting away. We're going somewhere fun, it's gonna be cold, and I wanna knit myself a colorwork sweater. That's the plan. That's what we're doing. So anyway, the yarn that I'm using, again, is from Michael's. The yarn brands that they sell, they're always coming out with new yarn lines. And this one is relatively new, but it's by Bearnot, and it's their fluffy line. I mean, you know, they had to put a spin on the spelling there. So, you know, always appreciate a good twist on words there. Anyway, it is 90% polyester and 10% nylon, so can totally chuck this in the wash. And oh my goodness, guys, it is so buttery, kitteny soft. I felt it and I was just like, oh my gosh, yes, totally getting that yarn to knit this pattern. So yeah, as I mentioned, it is coming together very, very quickly. I think, you know, given the weekend, I can finish the front and back. So the way this pattern is written, you're knitting the front piece first, and then you're knitting the back piece first. You're doing all your short row shaping at the top, and then once you have the front and back done, you join everything in the round and knit the body, and then you knit the sleeves. So yeah, pretty, you know, again, another clever construction. So here's the top. This is the direction it's gonna go. And so the construction is a dropped shoulder pullover and has really big balloon sleeves, and it makes me so happy, guys. And this, yeah, is knitting up so lovely and fluffy. I mean, I don't know if you can see the halo, but there is a big fluffy halo happening, and I love it so much. I love it so much. And here's the back. You can see my floats. Who doesn't love a good float show? Am I right? Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not catching my floats. I don't think it's necessary. The furthest stitches are ever apart are 7 stitches. Normally, I don't know, I would catch it on that 4th stitch, but for this pattern, I don't know, I don't think it needs it. My tensioning is pretty even. And I will say, this is the very first time I'm knitting color work on the wrong side. Normally, I only knit my color work in the round, but for this pattern requires you to knit color work on the wrong side. So, you know, I think because I'm using bulky weight yarn, it's manageable. It's, you know, a pretty easy learning curve for me. And I found a video, I have to link to it, but the way she holds, you know, I'm still trying to get the muscle memory down, but, you know, just like on the right side, I hold the yarn in both hands. So, you know, the dominant colorway in my right hand and the less dominant colorway in my left hand. And, you know, that's how I knit color work. And on the wrong side, I do the same thing, but I tension the yarn over my thumb on my left hand. So when I have to use that colorway, I just use my thumb and flip it over the needle, if that makes any sense. I'll try and find that video that I found, or I will maybe make a video myself so I can show you how I do that. But it does make the process a little bit easier. And it also helps that this pattern is, you know, the color work in here is very, very simple, very easy, very mindless, very demure. I had to say it, guys. I had to say it. So yes, that is the Robinia sweater where I'm at so far. Not swatching. I don't swatch. I just don't do it, guys. Again, do as I say, not as I do. Should always swatch, but I just don't. I don't have time. I ain't got time to swatch. Sorry, not sorry. But the fact that this is an oversized sweater, I'm not worried. I'm not worried too much. So yeah, that is it. And I got, you know, obviously, I got this yarn in 2 colors. I got it in the cream, and I got it in graphite. I think they call this the black graphite. I mean, I can't, if I had a penny or a dime for every colorway that I came across that was named, every black colorway or gray colorway that I came across that was named graphite or granite, I'd be a very wealthy woman. Let me tell you, let me tell you. Yeah, so, okay. That's the show. Guys, seriously, literally, that is all the creative content that I have to share with you. I have been beading since I last chatted with you, but I don't have any FOs to show you because they have been gifted. I shared this with members of my YouTube channel, so they already know all this. They've already seen the FOs, but because they've already been gifted, I'm more than happy to share them now. So these pieces that I'm showing you, they are strung bead necklaces with a bezeled focal bead. And the focal beads I received in a PetiteKnit subscription box. And to be honest, they were not my style. But when I looked at them, I immediately thought of some family members. And I was like, you know what? Challenge myself to make something for them. And I did. So here's one. This one was for my mother-in-law. It is very Cape Cod inspired. They go to Cape Cod every single summer. So you know, when I saw the focal bead, the teal glass, it almost has like little sand dune ripples in it, if you will. Anyway, it was giving very Cape Cod vibes. So I decided to play that up. I bezeled it, and then I went to Michael's and got a whole bunch of, you know, beads that I thought would, you know, complement it. And anyway, I'm really happy with the results, and my mother-in-law loved it. And then my nibbling, oh my goodness, I was just kind of, it was a gamble, I'm not gonna lie, especially when it comes to teenagers. I was like, I know they love these colors, so we're gonna go with that. And then I had these dragonfly wing beads that I feel like kind of played into the whole iridescence of it all, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I had so much fun putting these all together. And this was actually my very first time creating a strung necklace with beads. Again, the process is very, very simple, but I will say that choosing the order in which to put the beads on the string took a little time, you know, just figuring out what, you know, how to balance the overall look of it. And anyway, it was really fun. It was a really fun creative process, and I cannot wait to make more. One last thing before I let you go, we have our year-long make-along, the Epic Mall. It is quickly coming to an end, and I have prizes decided. So the make-along is coming to an end on January 1st, 2025. So again, small window, you can still join if you want to make something small, but the whole concept of this make-along is to make something that you are proud of, something that feels epic to you, whatever your craft is. The whole idea is just to come out on the other side feeling like you've accomplished something epic, no matter how big, no matter how small. For me, that was tackling some beading projects, especially bead embroidery. I mean, so good, guys. I'm so proud of myself. So if that's the vibe that you get from something that you've made, so everyone is welcome to join, and there are a few ways to do that. The first way is on Instagram. Just use hashtag Voolenvine Epic MAL, and from there you can follow everyone's progress. You know, if you would like to casually participate, that's one way to participate. Another way you can do that is to go on over to our Ravelry group, the Voolenvine Ravelry group. And there's a chatter thread where you can jump in and, you know, chat, share your progress, ask questions, you know, share your progress. And then as soon as this video is published, there will be a new thread for FOs. So no chatter, just one post per person to share their FOs. You can post as many FOs as you like, but just within one post. to qualify for a giveaway. I will talk about giveaways in a moment, but that is one way to join. It's open to everyone. The more exclusive way to join is to become a member of this channel. If you would like to support this channel and the work that I do here and get a little more of yours truly, you can do that by clicking the join button down below this video on your main computer. And as I say, for a monthly fancy schmancy cup of coffee, you can enjoy perks and an invite to our private Facebook group. And there, you know, it's a more exclusive way to join. I'm more present there if you want to ask me questions. I try to dip in every day, see what you're up to, and it's a way to communicate with other members of the channel, and it's just a really quiet, cozy, intimate place for us members to kind of hang out and share what we're making. So yes, those are the ways to join. I will be offering giveaways for both Ravelry posters and Facebook members. So the way it works is the same. So, you know, post your FOs, one post. For the Facebook group, I'm going to create one post and just post comments, one comment per person, and I'll use a random comment picker. Likewise in Ravelry, random number generator. So complicated. So for prizes, my wonderful friend Katie of PetiteKnit Bags is offering 2 of her handmade project bags as giveaway prizes, and I don't have the ones that I'm going to be offering in the giveaway today. I'll try and post a photo of it here, but her bags are absolutely beautiful. They're so well made. I have a few here of my own that she's gifted to me and that I've purchased from her because I love her bag so much. So here's one that I really love. I mean, it just speaks to my soul on so many levels. It's so goth, so moody. I think you've got some bats. There's some frogs in here, some spiders and butterflies. Oh my gosh, so pretty. And then, yeah, she just chooses like the best hardware as well. And they have pockets. Here's another one that I got a couple Halloweens ago. Really cool. And then let me see, here's her logo on the inside. And there's even a pocket, guys. Pockets for your patterns, your notions, and then this bag I freaking love because it's so big. I mean, as I say, you can use this as a weekender. Like, it doesn't just have to hold knitting. I mean, it can hold your knitting, but also a change of clothes, some PJs, and a toothbrush. You know? So this one's really fun. And again, like, she chooses like really fun hardware. It's got a rainbow zipper. So fun, so fun. So Katie, if you're watching, thank you so much for generously donating some of your beautiful project bags. Again, I will link to her shop down below where you can check out more of her stuff. And in the next episode, I should have the actual prizes in my possession to show you on the channel. So, you know, one giveaway, one project bag will go to a Ravelry participant, and another project bag will go to a member of this channel. And then also, if you are a member of this channel, you will be getting, you will have a chance to win a $100 gift certificate to VoolenvineYarns.com, my hand-dyed yarn shop. And I will include a bunch of other bits and bobs. And then if you are not a member but are participating on Ravelry, you will get a $35 gift certificate, which is good for at least one skein of my hand-dyed yarn. So yeah, that is exciting, guys. I'm excited. Are you excited? I seriously, truly cannot believe that it has been nearly 1 year since we started this make-along. I mean, it truly has been epic. And I just so thoroughly enjoyed watching all your progress and seeing what you're making. And oh my goodness, it's just, we've accomplished so much. It feels good, right? It feels really good. So cannot wait to see all of your FOs start popping up on my feed. And yeah, it's gonna be so good. I'm gonna do a whole slideshow, guys, so you can see what we've all made and just, you know, be proud of yourself, you know? Yeah. So, okay, my friends. That said, I am gonna wrap things up. Thank you so much, as always, for hanging out with me. Again, if you're new here and you haven't already, but you enjoyed my company, feel free to like and subscribe down below. I put out videos for your viewing pleasure every other week. And until the next video, happy making, and I'll see you soon. Bye.